Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked around and felt like the world's rushing forward, but somehow you got left behind? Like the things that used to bring you joy feel a little farther away now, and you're not quite sure how to reach for them again? If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. I work with people over 60 every single day, and I've seen something remarkable, how much strength, hope, and even happiness can still grow no matter your age. Today, I want to share a story that could shift something inside you. A lesson in happiness from someone who's lived a long, full life and learned a few things the hard way. So here's something I've noticed again and again, especially with my older patients. Movement becomes the first thing we let go of, and the first thing we need to hold on to. When we stop moving, the body starts to lose its balance, literally. Muscles shrink, joints stiffen, bones weaken. But more than that, it affects how you feel inside. You get tired more easily, your mood can drop, and over time it's easy to start believing that slowing down means stopping completely. But it doesn't have to. I remember working with a man named Harold. He was 78, living just outside Atlanta. He'd tripped in his backyard and broken his hip. The surgery went well, but afterward, he was afraid to move much. Said he felt like a burden. His world had gotten small. His couch, his TV, maybe the window on a good day. We started small. At first, I'd just sit next to him while he stood up and sat down, holding onto a chair. Then we'd take 5 steps down the hallway. It didn't look like much, but every week he grew steadier. After 3 months, Harold was walking to the mailbox and back. Then one day, I got a photo from his daughter, Harold, standing under a tree, grinning. He'd made it all the way to the park, at the end of his street. That picture meant everything to me. What often helps most is starting with something simple, just walking a little every day, even 5 or 10 minutes around your home, or standing up during a favorite song and gently shifting your weight side to side. It's not about exercising, it's about staying in motion. You don't need to run a marathon, you just need to remind your body that you're still here, still strong, still moving. One step is all it takes to begin again. Now here's something a lot of people don't talk about enough, but it matters. Asking for help doesn't make you weak. In fact, not asking can quietly wear you down more than anything else. As we get older, it's easy to feel like we shouldn't bother anyone. Maybe you don't want to seem needy, or maybe you've always been the strong one, the one others depended on. But holding everything in, that quiet kind of loneliness, it can weigh heavier than any physical pain. A woman I used to visit, her name was Loretta. She was 84 and lived in a small house in Ohio. After her husband passed, she told me she didn't want to be a burden to her children, so she stopped calling them. She'd sit by the window most days, waiting for someone to remember she was there. It broke my heart. One day I gently encouraged her to call her grandson, just to say hi, nothing more. I'll never forget her face after that call. He was so happy to hear my voice, she said. Why did I wait so long? The truth is, people often don't know we need them until we say it out loud. And more often than not, they're grateful for the chance to show up. One of the easiest ways to reconnect is to reach out to just one person today. Call a friend, a neighbor, a family member. You don't have to say much, just, "I was thinking of you," is enough. That one small act can reopen a door. You don't have to carry everything by yourself. You deserve company, care, and connection. Even a single voice on the other end of the line can remind you, you still matter and you're not alone. Something I like to remind people of, your brain needs care just like your body does. A lot of folks think memory loss or foggy thinking is just part of aging, something you can't do much about. But the truth is, the brain is like a muscle. It gets sharper when you use it, and slower when you don't. If you've been feeling forgetful, less focused, or even just off, that's not a sign to give up. It's a signal that your mind needs a little attention, a little kindness. I once worked with a man named Walter, 81, from Tucson. He used to be a school principal, sharp as a tack, but after retirement he said he felt like his mind was gathering dust. He started forgetting names, misplacing things, and getting frustrated with himself. I suggested we try something simple. Crossword puzzles, old trivia games, anything to get his brain ticking again. A few weeks in, he told me, "I feel like I'm waking up again." Then he joined a virtual book club through his library, and I swear, he looked 5 years younger just from the spark in his eyes. One of the simplest ways to start is by choosing one small brain activity each day. Read a few pages of a book, do a word puzzle, watch a documentary. Even learning one new fact a day can keep your brain engaged. Your mind is still with you, it just needs a reason to stretch. Even the smallest spark can light something new. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to stay curious. Another thing I've come to see over and over, joy doesn't have to wait for a reason. So many people I work with tell me they're just getting through the days, like they're waiting for some big event to feel happy again. But joy isn't something you earn or save up for. It's something you can invite in, even on the quiet days, even when nothing special is happening. Especially then. There was a woman I visited named Clara, 86, living in a small apartment in Portland. She'd lost her husband years earlier and often said life just felt flat. I asked her once what used to bring her joy. She smiled and said, "Cherry pie and Patsy Cline." The next visit I brought a slice of cherry pie and played a Patsy Cline record. She laughed, she cried, and then she started dancing, in her slippers, right there in the kitchen. It was the first time I'd seen her light up like that in months. After that, she started treating herself once a week. Pie on Sundays, music on Thursdays. "I don't need a holiday," she told me. "I just need a reason, and I can make one." One of the easiest ways to let joy back in is by doing one small thing you enjoy every day. It might be a favorite snack, a phone call with an old friend, watching the birds outside. Joy doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be real. You don't need permission to feel good. You've earned every bit of light in your life. Even a quiet smile is a kind of celebration. Here's something I deeply believe. It's never too late to try something new. But I know at a certain age it can feel like all the big changes are behind you. You might catch yourself thinking, "What's the point now?" Or, "I've already lived my life." But I've seen time and again how even the smallest step outside the usual routine can bring back a sense of purpose. Change doesn't have to be dramatic to be meaningful. I remember a man named Gerald, 89, from Charleston. He'd spent most of his life working in construction, never traveled much, always said he wasn't the adventurous type. But after his wife passed, he said the house felt too quiet. One day, he read about a local photography class for seniors and thought, why not? He showed up with an old phone and a shy smile. Within weeks, he was taking pictures of flowers, neighbors, sunsets. "I thought I was too old to start anything new," he told me. "Turns out I was just waiting to give myself permission. What often helps is writing down 3 small things you've always wanted to try. Nothing big, just little ideas. Then pick one. Sign up for a local workshop, learn to cook a new dish, or plant something on your windowsill. Small steps still count. You can still surprise yourself. Life isn't done offering you first times. Even now, the world has quiet invitations for you, just waiting for you to say yes. If even one part of this spoke to you, take a moment, let it settle. And if you feel like sharing, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What felt true for you? What might you try? You can subscribe if you'd like to hear more stories like Jack's. Just click the bell so you don't miss the next one. And please remember this, you are not alone. You are stronger than you think. And life still reaches for you if you're willing to reach back.